You know that feeling, right? That desire that seems to be growing everywhere to make choices that are genuinely good for the planet.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, from the clothes you buy to the food you eat. And that intention, it feels really powerful. But here's the tricky part. There's something out there almost designed to trip you up.
Absolutely. Companies, well, they know people want sustainable options now. It's a huge trend.
Hmm.
But, for some, it's just easier to look green than to actually
Hmm.
be green.
Yeah.
Making real changes is hard work.
And that right there, that's what we're diving into today. Greenwashing. It's basically companies putting on an eco-friendly costume without actually changing their ways underneath.
Hmm.
Like slapping a coat of green paint on a dirty polluting machine and calling it clean.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And it's not even new, this idea. The term greenwashing, it actually came about back in the 80s.
Oh, really? I didn't know it went back that far.
Yeah, an environmentalist named Jay Westerveld coined it. He noticed hotels asking guests to reuse towels to, quote, save the planet.
Right. I've seen those signs everywhere.
Exactly. But he pointed out that the hotels themselves often weren't doing much else to, reduce their own big environmental footprint. So it's that mix of green for environment and whitewashing, like covering up the less pretty truth.
Okay, so that sets the stage perfectly.
Yeah.
Our mission for you today, then, is to help you cut through all that noise. We want to equip you to spot greenwashing, like, from a mile off.
Right. And empower you to support businesses that are genuinely doing the work.
Exactly. Giving you the tools so you can make truly informed choices. Let's unpack this whole thing. So, okay, why? Why do companies even bother with greenwashing? It seems kind of risky, doesn't it, if they get caught?
Well, yeah, there's risk, but the incentives are pretty powerful. It often boils down to a few key things.
Hmm.
First and foremost, it's about grabbing those conscious consumers.
The ones like us trying to do the right thing.
Precisely. More and more people want to make ethical choices. They're looking for sustainable fashion, plant-based foods, you name it. Companies see that market, and, well, they want a piece of it. Greenwashing lets them tap into that demand without maybe doing the expensive, difficult work of changing how they operate.
Okay, so basically, tapping into a growing, profitable market without the heavy lifting. Makes sense. Are there other reasons, maybe less obvious ones?
Oh, definitely. Another big one is dodging scrutiny. If a company looks green, it can sometimes reduce pressure
Pressure from who?
from environmental groups, maybe regulators, even the media. It's like putting up a green shield. If they appear eco-friendly, they might just, fly under the radar, even if their main business is, well, not so green.
Interesting. And I guess competition plays a role too. Like if your competitor starts advertising how green they are.
Exactly. That's a huge factor. Competitive pressure. If one brand markets itself as sustainable, even if it's maybe stretching the truth, other brands feel like they have to follow suit.
Or risk looking bad by comparison.
Right. They don't want to lose market share or be seen as the irresponsible one. So they might keep doing the less sustainable stuff behind the scenes, but promote some, minor eco initiative to distract everyone.
So, bottom line, it's often seen as easier, more profitable, and maybe they think they won't get caught.
Pretty much. Historically, it often hasn't been punished as much as it should be, although that is starting to change. But yeah, easy, profitable, often low risk.
Yeah.
That's the appeal.
Okay, that makes the why really clear. But let's talk about the fallout. What's the actual, tangible impact of all this beyond just, tricking a few shoppers?
Yeah, that's crucial. The consequences are pretty wide-ranging and, frankly, quite serious. First off, it directly misleads people like you.
Right.
You genuinely want to make choices that help the planet, right? And greenwashing exploits that good intention. You spend your money thinking you're supporting something positive.
But you're actually just funding the same old practices.
Exactly. You feel good, maybe, but the real environmental damage just keeps happening. Nothing fundamentally changes.
Ugh, that is incredibly frustrating, thinking you're part of the solution when you're not.
And it gets worse. It's not just that nothing changes, it actually slows down real progress. Think about it. Money and resources that could go into actual R&D, into finding genuinely cleaner ways of doing things.
Instead goes into marketing, like fancy green ads.
Precisely. Billions can be spent on ad campaigns talking about tiny biofuel projects, while the core business, say, oil extraction, barely changes. That's capital diverted from real innovation. It actively puts the brakes on genuine progress.
Wow. So it actively prevents real solutions from getting funded or developed.
And then there's the trust issue. When you, or the public in general, find out you've been misled, what
You
happens?
get cynical, right? You stop believing any green claims.
Exactly. It creates widespread skepticism. It erodes trust, not just in that one company, but potentially in all environmental claims. And that makes it so much harder for the businesses that are genuinely trying to be ethical and sustainable.
Ah, I see. So they get lumped in with the fakers.
They do. It weakens the whole movement. Honest companies struggle to get the support and recognition they deserve.
So it's like a double whammy. The bad practices continue and it hurts the good guys.
That's a good way to put it. And the direct harm to the planet continues too, of course. Money flows to the greenwashers, innovation stalls, leading to more carbon emissions, more plastic waste, more deforestation, more pollution, all masked by this deceptive green layer.
It creates this really damaging cycle, doesn't it?
It does. People want to help.
Yeah.
They trust these fake claims. Nothing actually improves. The planet suffers. People lose faith and give up trying. It's a
Yeah.
really dangerous loop.
Wow. Okay, that really paints a clear picture of why this is such a big deal. So now that we get the why and the impact, let's get practical. How do we, as people trying to make good choices, actually spot this stuff? What are the giveaways, the red flags?
Right. This is where you can really take back control. There are some classic signs. The first big red flag, vague or sloughy language.
Okay, what do you mean by that? Like buzzwords?
Exactly. Words like eco-friendly, sustainable, natural, clean beauty, earth-friendly. They sound nice, right? Feel-good words.
Yeah, they sound positive.
But they often have no standard definition, no regulation behind them. They're used because they play on your emotions, not because they're backed by concrete proof or data.
So like a shampoo bottle saying all natural, pure, good for Earth.
Right. But then you flip it over, read the tiny ingredients list, and find, I don't know, harsh chemicals, synthetic fragrances, and it's in a plastic bottle with zero recycling info.
Ah, okay. So the fluffy words on the front don't match the reality on the back.
Precisely. There's no specific claim being made, nothing you can actually verify. What you should look for instead are specific claims. Things like made from 100% post-consumer recycled plastic or recognized third-party certifications. We'll talk more about those later.
Got it. Specificity over fluff. Okay, what's the next red flag?
Red flag number 2, hidden trade-offs. This is a sneaky one.
How does that work?
This is where a company shouts about one green feature, one positive thing they're doing, while conveniently ignoring or even hiding other much more harmful aspects of their product or their overall business. It creates this like false halo effect.
Okay, give me an example.
Think about, say, a brand advertising its water bottles are 100% recyclable. Sounds great, right?
Yeah, recycling is good.
But maybe those bottles are made in factories powered by coal. Maybe they use huge amounts of plastic shrink wrap to bundle them together. And let's be real, the recycling system itself might mean very few of those bottles actually get recycled in practice.
Ah, so they highlight the potentially good part, the recyclable material, but ignore the bigger picture of energy use, packaging waste, and actual recycling rates.
Exactly. It's a distraction.
Okay.
Other examples, maybe those biodegradable plastic bags that only break down in very specific industrial composting facilities, not in your backyard compost or a landfill.
Right. Conditions most people don't have access to.
Or an electric car company that makes a big deal about its EVs, but still produces and sells huge numbers of gas-guzzling SUVs on the side. The key is to ask yourself, okay, that sounds good, but what are they not telling me? Look at the whole picture, not just the spotlighted feature.
Right. Context is everything. Okay, red flag number 3.
Number 3, no proof or third-party certification. This links back to the vague language point. If a company makes a green claim, where's the evidence?
Yeah, I've seen that. Big claims, but nothing to back it up, just their word for it.
And that's a huge red flag. Genuine sustainability efforts,
Yeah.
they're usually measurable, they can be verified. Reputable companies often seek out certification from independent third-party organizations.
Like the ones you see on food packaging sometimes.
Exactly. Trusted labels like USDA, organic for food, Fair Trade certified for ethical sourcing, Energy Star for appliances, FSC, that's the Forest Stewardship Council for paper and wood products, or becoming a certified B Corporation, which looks at the company's overall social and environmental performance.
Okay, so those logos actually mean something specific and verified.
They do. They have standards. If you see a juice bottle claiming 100% organic ingredients, but there's no USDA organic seal, or maybe no link on their website to a sustainability report or any kind of certification, be skeptical.
What about companies that make up their own little green leaf logo?
That happens all the time. They invent their own eco-seal that looks official but has no real standards or independent verification behind it. It's pure marketing. So always look for those recognized independent logos.
Good tip. Okay, number 4.
Red flag 4, irrelevant claims. This one is almost comical sometimes, but still deceptive.
Irrelevant. How so?
This is when a company boasts about some environmental feature that's either already required by law, or it's completely unrelated to the product's main environmental impact, or it's just, well, stating the obvious.
Oh, I think I know what you mean. Like seeing an aerosol can proudly say CFC free.
Perfect example. CFCs were banned decades ago, back in the 80s. Saying you're CFC free now is like a bakery advertising, now poison free.
Yeah.
It's meaningless because it's legally required.
Uh-huh, right. It makes them sound responsible for something they have to do anyway.
Exactly. It creates this false sense that they're going above and beyond. Other examples might be non-toxic claims on baby toys. Most countries have strict safety standards anyway. Or lead-free on electronics again, often legally required. Or maybe calling a 100% plastic handbag vegan leather. Well, yeah, it's plastic. Of course it's vegan.
So it distracts from the actual materials or production impacts.
Right. You have to ask, is this claim actually telling me something special about this product? Is this something they chose to do or just something they had to? Does it really make a difference?
Okay, that's a clever trick. What's red flag number 5?
Number 5 is perhaps the most blatant, lying or exaggerating, just outright falsehoods.
So not just spin, but actual fraud.
Yes. This is greenwashing at its most serious. Making claims that are completely false, deliberately misleading, or wildly exaggerated. The classic, infamous example here is the Volkswagen clean diesel scandal.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was huge.
Huge. They literally installed software cheat devices in their cars to fake emissions tests. So in the lab, the cars looked clean, met the standards, but out on the real road, they were pumping out up to 40 times the legal limit of harmful nitrogen oxides.
Unbelievable. That wasn't just misleading. It was deliberate deception with major health and environmental consequences.
Absolutely criminal, and it caused immense damage, not just environmentally, but to public trust in emissions testing and regulations.
Are there other examples, maybe less extreme, but still in this category?
Sure, think about fast fashion brands launching small, eco-conscious collections made with, say, organic cotton. Well, their main business model still relies on producing millions upon millions of cheap garments using polluting materials, excessive water, and often under exploitative labor conditions. The small collection is hyped up, exaggerating its impact compared to the company's overall footprint.
Or oil companies.
Yeah, oil companies spending millions advertising their investments in renewable energy, which sound great,
Yeah.
until you realize that maybe 95%, 98% of their actual capital expenditure, their real business, is still exploring for and extracting fossil fuels. The scale is completely exaggerated.
So the key here is really digging into the facts, looking for that third-party proof again, and comparing the claims to the company's overall behavior.
Exactly. Don't just take their marketing at face value, especially when the claims seem really big.
Okay, one more red flag, number 6.
Number 6, imagery overload. This one plays on our visual senses. It's about the look and feel.
Ah, the power of packaging. This is the one that often gets me, I have to admit. Everything looks so green and leafy.
It's incredibly effective
Mm-hmm.
because it often bypasses your logical brain. Companies use green colors, images of leaves, waterfalls, pristine nature scenes, planet Earth icons, all to create this feeling, this illusion of sustainability, even if the product itself has nothing particularly green about it.
So your brain just sees the green in the leaves and instantly thinks natural, healthy, good for the planet.
Pretty much. It's an immediate emotional connection, often before you've even read a single word of the actual text. It creates a false sense of safety or virtue. And it can easily make a truly dodgy product look more appealing than a genuinely sustainable one that maybe has simpler, less flashy packaging.
So like a laundry detergent in a soft green bottle with a leaf logo, maybe the words inspired by Earth.
Right, but then you actually read the label if you can find the ingredients, and it's full of standard chemicals, maybe phosphates, and there are no certifications, no mention of recycled content. The green imagery was just decoration.
So the defense here is ignore the pretty pictures, read the actual label.
Don't judge a product by its cover or its color scheme. Look for the substance, the ingredients, the materials, the certifications. If it looks green but can't explain why it's green with specifics, Be wary.
Wow, okay, those 6 red flags, vague language, hidden trade-offs, no proof, irrelevant claims, lying, and imagery overload that gives us a really solid toolkit. But you mentioned earlier, it gets even more nuanced sometimes, like specific types of greenwashing behavior.
Yeah, beyond those general red flags, researchers and watchdog groups have identified some specific patterns or tactics. Understanding these can help you see through even more sophisticated attempts to mislead. One is called green shifting.
Green shifting, what's that?
This is essentially when companies try to shift the responsibility for environmental problems away from themselves and onto you, the consumer.
Oh, the classic blame the user trick.
Exactly. It's framing the issue as one of individual behavior, deflecting from their corporate impact. Think of campaigns that say things like, if only everyone recycled properly, while the company itself continues to use packaging that's difficult or impossible to recycle.
Right. Or airlines heavily promoting carbon offsets for passengers to buy,
Uh-huh.
while maybe lobbying against stricter regulations on aviation emissions. They put the onus on you to fix the problem they're largely creating.
Precisely. It's a subtle but powerful way to manage their image without changing their core practices. Then there's green rinsing.
Green rinsing, like washing away their promises?
Kind of. It refers to companies constantly changing, updating, or revising their sustainability goals and targets. They might announce a bold goal, say, carbon neutral by 2030.
Okay, sounds good.
But then, a few years later, maybe quietly, they push it back to 2040, then maybe later to 2050. It creates this illusion of continuous action and ambition, but they keep moving the goalposts, effectively avoiding accountability for meeting the original targets. It's like they're rinsing away the previous commitment.
That's sneaky. It makes it hard to track their actual progress if the target keeps shifting.
Exactly. It creates confusion and buys them time.
Hmm.
Another tactic is green lighting.
Green lighting.
This is similar to the hidden trade-off idea. It's when a company shines a bright green spotlight on one small positive environmental initiative
Uh-huh.
to distract attention from much larger, potentially more harmful aspects of their overall business.
Okay, so it's like a PR magic trick look over here at this shiny green thing.
Exactly. Like the fast food chain launching a plant-based burger with a massive marketing campaign.
Right.
While the vast majority of their sales, profits, and environmental footprint still come from conventionally raised beef, single-use plastic packaging, and everything else, they greenlight the small positive, hoping you won't look too closely at the rest.
Got it. And what else?
And finally, there's green labeling. We touched on this with the no proof flag, but it's worth naming specifically. This is the practice of using misleading labels, vague terms, or entirely fake certifications and seals to make a product appear eco-friendly when it isn't.
So creating their own eco-approved sticker or something.
Exactly. Or using terms like bio-based without specifying the percentage, or environmentally safe, which means virtually nothing specific. It takes advantage of your desire to choose better options, but relies on confusion about what constitutes a legitimate, meaningful eco-label.
Okay, that's a really helpful breakdown of the different shades of greenwashing. So knowing all this, knowing the tricks, the tactics, what does this mean for us? How do we actually use this knowledge to protect ourselves and, maybe more importantly, push for real change?
This is the empowering part, right? Because knowledge gives you power as a consumer. The first and maybe most important step is do the research. Don't just stop at the packaging or the advertising slogan.
Go deeper.
Yes. Visit the brand's website. Look for a dedicated sustainability section. Are they publishing detailed reports? Do they outline specific measurable goals? Like, we will reduce our scope 1 and 2 emissions by 30% by 2028, not just we care about the planet.
So look for numbers, dates, actual targets.
Exactly. And are they reporting on their progress towards those goals? Transparency is key. Companies that are genuinely committed are usually proud to share the details of their efforts, warts and all. If the info is hard to find, vague, or all just glossy marketing, that's a sign.
Okay, so dig beyond the surface. What else?
Remember those reliable certifications we talked about?
Yeah.
Actively look for them.
Like USDA Organic, Fair Trade, Energy Star, FSC.
Right, and Certified B Corporation. Get familiar with what those logos look like. They are your allies because they represent independent verification against established standards. If a product boasts about being green, but lacks any recognized third-party certification, your skepticism should go way up. And definitely be wary of those made-up, self-awarded eco badges.
Got it. Trust the known verifiers.
Also, consider actively supporting B Corp and other highly transparent brands. B Corp specifically have legally committed to considering their impact on workers, customers, community, and the environment. They go through a rigorous assessment. Choosing these brands sends a powerful market signal.
Right. It shows other companies that there's demand for genuine accountability, voting with your wallet, essentially.
Exactly. It pressures others to raise their game. Another point is to always watch for specifics. Genuine claims are usually detailed. Vague claims are suspicious.
So instead of just eco-friendly packaging.
Look for packaging made from 75% recycled cardboard, fully recyclable. Instead of just sustainably sourced, look for details about where it's sourced, how, maybe referencing a specific standard like fair trade or FSC. The devil, or in this case, the truth, is often in the details.
Specificity equals credibility more often than not.
Generally, yes. And don't forget you can use tools and apps. There are some great resources out there now that can help you cut through the noise.
Oh, like what?
Well, for fashion, there's an app and website called Good on You, which rates brands on their ethical and sustainability performance. For general product certifications, there's the Ecolabel Index website. And for cosmetics or food ingredients, apps like Think Dirty or Yuka scan barcodes and give you information about potentially harmful or unsustainable ingredients.
Oh, that's handy. Having tools like that right on your phone.
They can be really helpful shortcuts when you're trying to make a quick decision in the store.
Mm-hmm.
So, the golden rules maybe? Be curious. Be skeptical.
If it sounds too good to be true.
It probably is, or at least needs closer examination. Look past the pretty green packaging and always, always seek proof, not just promises.
That's great, really practical advice. This whole deep dive, it really throws into sharp relief that gap, doesn't it, between how a brand wants to be seen and what its actual impact on the planet really is.
It really does. It shows how easily good intentions can be manipulated if we're not careful.
But the flip side is, like you said, understanding this gives us power.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And here's maybe the final thought to leave you with. When you become that conscious consumer, the one who can see through the greenwashing, you're doing more than just making a better choice for yourself.
You're actually using your economic power, your spending, as a vote. You're signaling to the market what you value. You're actively pushing companies, not just asking, but pushing them towards real, meaningful, systemic change. You're holding them accountable. And that, collectively, is how we can help shape a truly sustainable future.